Hey there, everybody. Today on the Complex Conversations podcast, we have Rani. Rani is known as an artist online at Minta SC. This November, Rani ran a ferocious-thon, raising over $600 for children with complex regional pain syndrome. I have to thank her and her online community for being so supportive of our mission and supporting kiddos with complex regional pain syndrome. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the episode. We discussed a wide range from Rani's adjustment to life with CRPS and continued training with her horses and how she manages life and on top of her pain levels.
I'm in like a soundless room and everything.
That's handy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there might be a dog or a cat you might hear through my mic at some points. They're inside.
Your dog or your cat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They're not like a wild dog or a wild cat?
No. They're mine. They just like to be loud at times, so.
I have like kind of an affinity for animals. When did that start?
Already since I was born. My mom and dad, they had a dog, they had 2 cats. Ever since I was young, we had bunnies.
You had bunnies?
Now we sadly don't have any more because we don't have the place. Well, we do have space, but we don't have like a dedicated space for the rabbits if we wanted them. But my grandpa always had horses, so my mom really wanted horses again. And when I turned 4, she was like, okay, I convinced my husband I'm getting another horse.
That's awesome.
And she got us a Shetland pony.
No way.
Ever since then, we've had horses. And that Shetland pony is still alive today. He's like in the 30s at this point.
And you get to say you've had a pony for your whole life?
Basically, yeah.
Like, that's definitely a little girl's best friend. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. It's generally been the thing that kept me going for this entire time. Like, also with the chronic pain, like just having to go outside because I have a horse to take care of helped to just push through.
I remember we were watching on your stream, you say you go take care of the animals and then you do your stream and then you get ready for the next day.
Yeah. For the ferocious-thon, it was definitely just wake up, go outside, feed all the animals, come back inside, eat something myself, and stream.
Right.
And then rinse and repeat for the next day.
Do you have like a most difficult pony, like a most dramatic pony, or are they all kind of chill?
They can be dramatic. I have one that he is 18 and he has like a big health history. So it's kind of funny because it's kind of a mirror in that sense. Like he cannot use his left hind leg. Funnily enough, I also have chronic pain in my left leg.
Same.
So it was quite funny to have it happen that it's also his left leg. But he loves still breaking into everything. Like he's not allowed to eat everything because of his health issues. And he still loves, like, if you leave just the tiniest opening, he will find a way to get through and get to the food he's not allowed to eat.
Nose in there.
Yeah, and that's with not being able to walk properly because he cannot bend one of his legs.
But
he still does it. He still crosses around. If you leave the gate open for too long, he will be out on the street because he's like, there is grass there that is not eaten yet. So I know I can run that way.
I had a horse named Hershey who I was not allowed to ride because he was like a bit of a nut job. And then I don't remember what my horse's name was, but I remember feeling super like connected.
Yeah, I definitely had that with one of my horses. Sadly, she's the one that passed away last year, but I had her since I think I was 6 or 7 when I got her. So I had her for like more than 16 years. Like she passed away. Yeah, we knew she wasn't going to make it through winter. So we decided like it's best to let her go when she is still able to also say properly goodbye to her friends, like her other horses, and without suffering. So we put her down just before winter started so she didn't have to like
Struggle
fight
through the winter. You know what that's like?
But yeah, sadly enough, yes. But she is really was the force that got me through the chronic pain as well, and
And you
also got
said,
me through bullying through in school, like when I was younger.
wow,
Like I many times like said, like if I didn't have that horse, I wouldn't be here today anymore.
yeah,
Because that was just like what many people have at horse therapy. It was the one I went to and could talk everything to. Like she wasn't going to rat me out to the bullies. She wasn't going to tell the bullies that I told on them.
yeah,
She doesn't talk. She cannot say anything. But at the same time, she will stay there and she will hug and she will just give that quiet comfort that really helps a lot.
yeah. So through the time you had, because you said 16 years with this
At
horse,
least, yeah.
at least, um, what is one thing that you take with you that kind of um, helps you stay pieced together?
Good question. I really enjoyed because I've basically my entire horse training journey went with that horse
Yeah.
because I started with the more traditional methods of horse riding. Then I didn't like them anymore, and I looked like, oh, what are gentler ways to work with horses? And
Mhm.
first found natural horsemanship, and then I found positive reinforcement and force retraining. And that was the one that I ended up with her, and I
Yeah.
started in 2018. And at the time, I thought she was 20, but she was apparently already almost 30.
Oh my goodness. One
And
lady.
that was a big difference to suddenly learn that she was 10 years older almost than what we thought she was.
Yeah, not just 20.
Yeah. And I was already like, damn, it's going really slow, but still seeing like an older horse, like just
Mhm.
rediscover movements. Like that was a big part of that training, was just rediscovering how to move, how to like actually like play around.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember the first time I saw her rear up. So like front legs fully up
Yep.
in the air.
I got you.
And that was during my remission of CRPS. It was during the remission, and it was in the snow. Like it was first time snowing in like a couple of years, and I was like, I'm gonna see if she wants to play again. So I'm just like running around, and suddenly she decides when she has to come to a stop that instead of just normal stop,
Stopping.
she rears up, and I was there like, oh my god. And I've had her for like 10 plus years at that point. So I was just there like, I, for the first time ever, see this little horse rear up in the snow, which is one of my favorite things of weather. And then when I could still run, like after not being able to run for like an entire time for the CRPS, and I was there like, I will never forget it. I am so happy I have it on camera.
Yeah. You do? You have it on camera.
I do have it on camera. I've used it in a couple of like the videos of like remembering her. I have it in a couple of those videos just because I'm like very, very attached to that one image of just like remembering to just see her go up into the air like that. It was insane.
I mean, I can almost see it in my mind, like the snow drifting around her and her just like, wow.
She's a white horse. She was a white horse too. So it was like a white horse rearing up in the snow. It was really just like,
I don't know if I get better than that.
Yeah, I never expected to see that because I was like, oh, I'm already happy if she can just move better.
Yeah.
And suddenly she rears up, which I'd never seen her do. And I was there like, holy damn, this is possible.
Oh, wow.
And she still reared up until like a week or two before she ended up going to sleep forever.
Yeah.
She still did it. So in that sense, she was still very strong, but her body was starting to fail her. So
yeah,
can keep going.
What was your horse's name?
Mindy.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Mindy.
Mindy. I thought you said Windy.
Yeah,
Mindy. That's a cute name.
It, funnily enough, came from a children's superhero here in Belgium.
Really?
We had a Belgian superhero called Mayhem Mindy.
Mayhem Mindy?
And she's basically during the day, like she's normally a police agent, like an assistant for the police.
Yeah.
And because of that, she knows where things happen. And then she goes to her parents who have this candy shop. But her
Okay.
dad is also an inventor. And then
Yeah.
she like turns into a superhero and goes and solves the
What?
crimes and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
awesome.
we got to name the horse Mindy
Mhm.
when we were 6 or 7-year-olds. So
Of course,
yeah,
Mindy.
we were all like, oh my god, we get to name a horse. And we were all of course obsessed with like superhero Mega Mindy. And we're like, we're just calling this horse Mindy after the superhero.
Hmm. I think if I ever had a horse, I would have just named it like Steve from Minecraft. Like, I don't know.
That would be funny too, actually.
Yeah. But you mentioned that you were doing like horse racing.
Mhm.
Is that before the CRPS, obviously?
I did horse riding starting when I was 4, so when I got that first little horse.
Whoa.
My first lesson, like actual like lessons, I started at 6, which was like I got it for my communion, which I'm not Christian anymore, but
Okay.
schools was Christian and my dad is Christian, so we did the first communion.
Awesome.
But as a present for that, I got horse riding lessons. So
Woohoo.
I started that and I kept doing lessons until I think a year after I got CRPS,
Okay.
because
Wow.
my biggest issue with continuing was that all the horses were trained for a lot of leg aids. So I had to use my legs a lot for like pressure. I had to give equal pressure in both my legs. And considering one of my legs was now hurting and
Mhm.
less strong, I had this very funny issue where in my mind I was giving equal pressure, but I wasn't in practice because that leg was just not as strong. And so my
So,
horse started turning in
no
circles
way.
because they knew, okay, more pressure one side, less on another side means
Yeah.
turning. So my horse was like, oh, I need to turn. And I was like, no, I need you to go just forward. I just need to go forward.
Wow.
But now I have a horse that is gonna plan to just be trained for me.
Okay.
So I'm training her now. She's too young to ride currently, but we're gonna fully train her, so we don't need to rely on pressure in the legs. It's first gonna be mostly position and then vocal cues.
Yeah.
So I will be able to still ride with CRPS, but without having to worry about the fact that that leg doesn't work.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that they do leg directions. I had no clue about that. And you're
Yeah,
just out here doing donuts on a horse.
yeah, it's really just like pressure of your legs. Like
Okay.
definitely in almost all of the traditional ways of riding horses, it's literally like most of it is leg aids. So
Okay.
different pressure of the leg, the position of your leg, um, both combined. Like sometimes you just have to like put one leg slightly backwards and then put more pressure on your other leg, and then your horse will do another thing.
Wow.
So it's a big thing with your legs. And because mine, of course, didn't work as much anymore, my horse decided to do very different things than what I was asking for them. Well, what I was planning to ask, they were like, oh, I know what this is. And they start doing their thing. And I'm like, no, I just wanted you to walk forward.
For real.
Please stop turning around.
Oh man. That is super cool. And how long, I'm sorry, did you say how long you did what's it called? How long you were a jockey for? Like how long were you doing the horse
I
racing?
mostly
You
did
said a year after you got
dressage.
CRPS.
Yeah, I mostly did dressage. I did some jumping.
Whoa.
But most of it was dressage, and I didn't really do a lot of competitions because my mom was very much against competitions.
Okay.
But I did help others who were doing competitions. And I think, well, I started lessons at 6, and I stopped a year after I got CRPS, which was around 19. So I did it for like 15 years. I was like riding multiple times a week for like about 15 years.
That's awesome. I
It
can
was
imagine.
a lot of fun.
After you stopped, how did you stay active in the horse riding community?
Mostly just because I also switched to the positive reinforcement, which does a
Right.
lot of things on the ground,
Okay.
which also includes horse agility. So it's like, I don't know, do you know dog agility?
Yeah, like a dog show where they're like up
Yes.
and around and all that. Okay.
You have that for horses too.
No way.
And it's less extreme than the dogs because of course everything has to be it's horses, it's not a small dog. But I know this person, she's called Kai, and her account is like Honey the Agility Pony. She's like a multiple times world champion in horse agility with her pony.
Oh my word.
But I got to meet her because she actually lives in Belgium, and we worked together for a couple of times. And she now has this like online community where she also teaches horse agility. So I did that with the horses, and that's mostly on the ground. I am now also learning my horses how to work when I'm in a wheelchair. So I like two of them, my two main horses that I'm training currently, because they're a proper age. They both already know how to walk next to a wheelchair and like go everywhere. Like we're starting to practice weaving between poles while I'm in a wheelchair next to them.
Wow.
And for the rest, it's just like on crutches. All of my horses already know how to train when I'm on crutches because it's not much different from when I'm just walking without anything. But yeah, when with Mindy, I did some demonstrations of like on crutches because that was before the wheelchair. And we got to help with some demonstrations. She did some horse agility. The big part of it is actually play, which is really funny because you just get to see, I don't know if you've ever seen like horses play together where they're like just crossing around and like bucking and just
jumping. I don't think I've seen it that much.
But it's similar to that, but you're just a human with them instead of another horse. And they know the difference. Like they're not gonna suddenly buck at you. They're not gonna attack you or anything.
Right.
But they will also engage in play with humans, which is really fun to see. And I was really excited I could do that on crutches because that was a big fear at the start. And I had a very funny issue because, of course, most teachers, they are not on crutches. So they're all like, how do we make you do this thing with your horse when you don't have your hands free?
Right.
And one of the options was that turning the crutch into a target. So a target is something they have to touch with either their nose or their legs. And I quickly learned not to do that again.
Right.
Because when you're on crutches, oftentimes when you want to emote, like you usually use your hands, right? Like when you're talking. I started doing that with my crutches because it was just natural for me. So I was just like moving my crutches around when I was like explaining something, or like when I wanted to point at something, I moved my crutch to point at it instead of my hand.
Got it.
The problem was my horse, because she learned touching the crutches when they're in the air means I will get a reward, I will get a candy. I was explaining stuff and I was like pointing places with my crutch, and you just saw my horse's head try and touch the crutch wherever it went. So I was explaining stuff. So I had to really like rewire my own brain to keep the crutches on the ground.
Right.
I was explaining stuff when she's around because she got hit against her head a couple of times because she kept trying to touch it when I was moving it around in the air.
Right. Oh my gosh, that is just so funny.
It was a really funny issue to have because it's not one I expected to have at all, and not something any of the other people who I know that train with the horses expected either. Because
or experienced.
They're more experienced in just the training, but they're not experienced in the training on crutches. So they hadn't seen it coming either. They were like looking at it like, oh my God, what's your horse doing? What is happening over there?
He's just bobbing his head around. Just bobbing his head around. Oh. So you worked with Mindy,
Yes.
and who was the trainer out there? That wasn't Mindy as well, was it?
My trainer is Janneke. It's a
Janneke.
very Dutch name.
Wow.
She is from the Netherlands.
Okay.
And usually she comes here like about once a month, once every 2 months. And then we
Okay.
get homework and we have little Zoom meetings where we just have to send in our homework of what we
Yep.
did.
Of course.
And get little like responses of like, oh, maybe you could try this. Or like if you have an issue, like, oh, my horse started doing this very random thing. What is this?
Why
And
is my
she's
horse
gonna
chasing
like,
my crutch?
yeah. And then we start like trying to figure out how that works. And yeah, I've been working with her since I think 2019.
Okay.
Since then, she has been my trainer. I've also done a course with her to be able to give lessons myself.
Yeah.
So I can now give lessons to like kids or other people
Unbelievable.
who want to train with horses, and it's done specifically with my own horses, which I have started, but there's not that many people yet because I'm not in a busy place. Like I'm in a little village, so the chance that there is a lot of people that come by and see the sign, it's not that big.
Not like this. Got it.
It's not that I'm living in like a big city or like a big area. It's like while Belgium is very crowded, we still have our villages that are like very tiny, so not a lot of people pass by.
Yeah.
And I think I now have one regular client who comes for the trainings, and they're really happy with it.
Nice.
And then for others, I just got some responses again, so I'm gonna see if there's gonna be more people who want to come over and train with these crazy horses here in my field.
So with all of these pets, when do you have time to, I guess, be you? It sounds like you almost have a farm at mom's house. You have plenty of pets over here. What is your what's your thing? What do you get up to?
Basically, well, in general, my day kind of looks like this. It's like waking up, I go feed the horses.
Yep.
They're a big part of my life, so I really don't care doing that. I then come back inside, I eat something for myself, and then it kind of depends what I want to do in the day, but usually I take one of my art classes that I have signed up for.
Yeah.
By the time that's done, it's midday because I don't wake up too early.
Got
if
it.
you go to bed later, you can wake up later.
Now, midday for you, I've learned midday in Spain is like an hour from now, like 3 p.m.
Yes.
Is that about midday?
Here midday is like basically 12.
It's
like
12. Okay.
Yeah, here like every school it's midday break is 12 or 12:30. It's really we had an issue recently at the convention I was at because we had guests from France and Spain, and they have a lot later that they eat their evening meals.
So much later.
So they weren't aware that the time slot for the evening meal had passed.
Oh no.
So they were like, "Oh yeah, we were invited to this evening meal, right? When like where is it?"
Yeah.
And I was there like, that was
Didn't
2
we do
hours
that?
ago.
Yeah, we
That
already
was
did
2
that.
hours ago. No, and we ended up
Oh.
giving them something else, of course. But here, we generally eat quite early as well for evening.
Okay.
So yeah, around 12 is when I also try and eat midday, and then usually around 1 I start again and just draw. It's mostly drawing in the afternoon. It's drawing.
You're a pretty amazing artist. Yeah. I've seen one of your works, what you depicted CRPS feeling like. That one. So around 1 p.m. you're up, you're going again. You're working on art.
Then I'm working on art. Sometimes also working for my social medias, which I am very bad at to keep up
The
with.
social medias? You're not a social media manager?
No, I know I have to, considering if you want to get commissions and you want to get your art out there, you really need to post. But
that's what it's all about.
I continuously
Like making music.
yeah, it's continuously forgetful for me. I'm very bad at promoting myself online. It's like,
Okay.
oh, I post this on my Discord. That'll be fine, right?
Right.
I look over and it's like, yes, it helps a lot, but you're not finding new people by just posting it on your own Discord.
That's a
Like,
good point.
no
Not
new
growing the
people join.
community.
Yes.
Um,
So I'm slowly working on the schedule to like actually start posting on socials instead of not doing that and just continuously forgetting.
okay.
And then I usually stop at around 4 for my afternoon work, and then it's like either I go outside to be horses a bit longer, just brush them, just
Yeah.
calm.
So at 4 p.m. you're kind of like winding down. You get off, you go
Yeah.
outside, or you do something else.
And then I eat, and depending on the day, at 5 I might stream or in the
Okay.
evening. And on other days, it's usually like at 5 I just start playing some games or do some things more for myself, like more relaxing. Sometimes I just literally continue working. Just if I really like the thing I'm working on, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna continue on it.
Okay.
I like
And when you mean working, you're talking about artwork, yeah?
yes, artwork.
Okay, cool.
Got
it.
So I sometimes just continue on that if I really like the piece I'm working on.
Yeah.
We'll just continue with that. But on other days, I just usually then spend my time just playing games or like preparing little stuff that are fun for like the streams.
Nice. Do you, when you stream and everything, is it kind of separate from this like world of medical stuff going on? Like you've got to get your laser treatment done, and then you have your back surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Is this all a like you're honest with all of that with your online community?
I am honest with it because I want them to also know how when you're like having an illness, when you have a chronic illness, when you have chronic issues or anything, medical issues, how it affects everything. So I will not like continuously just hammer down on it. Like I will mention it. And if people ask like, hey, I've noticed this thing, what is going on? I will mention what's going on. But I will not be continuously repeating it. Like I will not be grinding their ears with like continuously, oh, and now my medical stuff did this, and now it did this, or now it did this. I'm not gonna continuously repeat it because people often come to streams as well just to like
get away from your own medical stuff
and away from all the issues. So if the only thing you do on your stream is just complain about the world and about issues, they're all gonna be like, oh my god, I already have to deal with that the entire day. Like give me a break.
It would be so heavy to watch a stream where right now watching your stream, it's very like finding the right word. Sorry. Laid back. It's so like it feels like you're hanging out. Which is so much more fun than being like it's the end of the world again.
Yeah. That's really what I want, that it's like a layback, and like people can still say like if something bothers them, like I always ask like, oh, how was your day? And they were like, oh my god, the trains were horrendous. I'm gonna be like, I am so sorry you have to deal with that, and like I'll go a bit in on it, but I'm not going to make it the main focus of everything, all the issues that are going on in the world, because we already know that it's there. We don't need the one place where we can get some like time away from it to also continuously repeat that. But I will still mention it if, like, for example, the surgery has to happen. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, I'm gonna have to get the surgery done. If you notice anything happening, or like it might be that I don't do a stream that day or just some days after, now you know why. It's because of this. Or like if something happens like with the government for like the disability recognition, I will mention it.
Yeah, I've noticed you're very open about that.
Yeah, because most of the time, funnily enough, people will basically almost want to take up arms against the government for you, and I'm gonna be there like, please stop. Like I know you really want to do well, but there's a lot of
a different way.
There's other ways to go about this. You don't have to fight the government. for
So
me. There's other ways to handle all of this.
it's so painfully like it makes sense if you're in our shoes. It doesn't if you aren't.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've built like a pretty good community around yourself, and you're able to be honest with your CRPS.
Mhm.
That's really admirable.
I'm really happy with it because you never know what people are going to like gravitate towards you. Usually you will attract people with similar values, but could always be that it's very different. And one of the things I will always remember is this one girl I managed to help.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, they were from Belgium. I did not expect it at all. But I have, like, you've seen that in the Discord, there's like this little channel group of like CRPS and disability support. Like, just if anyone wants to vent about their disabilities or about anything, like any health related stuff, they can vent in there. And then people can, like, for example, like medical documents that could help. And a couple years ago, because this was like before I was a feature, but this was like when I was still streaming with my camera as well. This girl, she came into the support channel there, and she was mentioning how she had been fighting pain and she didn't know what was going on. And hearing me talk about it, she was like, "Do you maybe have like any way to handle it? Because my doctors don't know anymore, and my dad doesn't know anymore. I don't know what to do." And I was like, "So where are you going? Like, what doctors do you go to? Like, did you go to like a pain specialist or anything if it's been going on for so long?" She was like, "No, but my doctor mentioned something. I think it was called fibromyalgia," said that girl. And I was like, "Oh, I recognize that term." So I asked her, "Your doctor said you could get a second opinion. Get your second opinion in a pain clinic. Get it like somewhere where they're specialized in pain, because they will be able to find different ways to also diagnose it and help you with it." And I gave her the option, like, "Hey, if you want, you can tell me like your general area, and I can ask people in the support groups I'm in if they have pain clinic recommendations in that area."
Yeah.
And then she mentioned Flanders, Belgium.
No way.
And I was like, "Wait, hi, I'm also from that area. You're from here, okay. If you are in around this area, I can recommend the pain clinic I go to, because they really helped me, and I recommended her that clinic." And then she responded, "Oh, that is super close to where I live."
Wow.
Which meant that she lived in like the same province as I did.
You. Oh my God.
And I was like, "Oh my God." And then like a couple months later, I got this like response from her saying she was indeed admitted into the pain clinic that I recommended, and they have been helping her, and it's now been in remission. So, and they also ended up going to the same doctor as I did.
Yeah.
And they wanted to thank me for that. I have not gotten any updates in the past 2 years, so I'm hoping that she's still doing well. But
no news is good news in that situation.
Yeah, like I'm just like, if she does, like, she's still in the server as far as I'm aware. So I'm like, as long as she doesn't feel the need to give more updates, I feel like things are gonna go well, because there is still more support if she wants it. And just the fact that I know that she got helped, and that like got listened to, and got doctors that listened to her, and ended up going into remission because of that. I was really happy that that could have just been achieved by me being open about the fact that I have pain.
Yeah, the word of mouth of just knowing. That's really powerful. So your birthday is in December. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite excited. It's going to be 24. It's going to be interesting to see
24.
What changes. But funnily enough, the surgery I mentioned that I'm gonna, surgery, it's the laser thing I mentioned I'm gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like 3 days before my birthday.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I really hope there's not gonna be too many side effects from it.
Exactly.
So I don't have to worry on my birthday itself.
I'll be crossing my fingers.
Yes, same here. I was like, they were like, "Oh yeah, we can, like, the earliest time we can is like then in December," and I was like,
Ugh.
I'm like that because it will get get rid of some of the issues I've been having.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I now have complications, it's 3 days before my birthday.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
Let's hope the birthday will be fine.
Yeah. I hope your birthday is fine. I hope it's amazing. I would like to thank you so much for letting me ask you questions today and doing this interview. And is there anything I could have asked that I didn't ask?
Good question. I think if it was more specific for CRPS, like when it started, but I could just answer that right now.
When did you first get diagnosed with CRPS? Well, when did you have your injury and when did you get diagnosed?
Injury was in 2017. Like the thing they think was the start of CRPS was in March 2017.
Okay.
The actual symptoms started in September 2017. And the official diagnosis only came in January 2021.
Wow.
But CRPS had been dropped like every once in a while, like, oh, maybe atypical CRPS. And like, oh, no, it's not CRPS, but maybe it is CRPS. Like, on and off.
Yeah, that good chase.
In 2021. There was like continuous like on and off, like, oh, maybe it is that, maybe it's not, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And then in 2021, I went to the pain clinic and they were like, yeah, no, this is probably CRPS. Like the chance is like 99.9% that it's CRPS. And otherwise it's something we don't even know yet.
So after being diagnosed with CRPS, you pretty much went on what path? What did they suggest? What helped the most?
Mirror therapy.
Mirror therapy? Yep, I remember that. I've been there.
It was really crazy to do it because I was like, how is looking in a mirror going to help me with the pain in my leg? Like, I was really confused as to how it would work, but they like explain everything.
Yeah.
And I vividly still remember the headaches that it gave when times that I had to do it. And I was like, how am I getting a headache from looking at my leg in a mirror?
Right. Yeah.
It was so weird. But it caused me to be able to like walk without crutches in my home, to still have movement in that leg because it was really starting to stop moving.
Yeah.
And just doing mirror therapy helped that the movement was back, so I could at least move it. Now it's still sometimes like it doesn't want to move, but
so it helps you with confidence even.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And it really just, we ended up stopping once I hit a plateau where I was like, there was no improvement anymore, but there was also no decline.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we stop it here, and the moment anything changes, we can pick it back up or we can try something else.
Yes.
But currently, like, the movement is still there. Like, I can still walk when I'm like sure that I can fall down without any issues. Like, I still have the thing of like, okay, at my house, like in my garden, anyway, no matter what happens, I can just go sit down. Like,
right.
My aunt and uncle actually live next door, so they literally have a way to get into my garden, which is a little fence. Like,
if there's an issue, you just aunt, uncle,
like, hey, please come over and fall down. I cannot move my leg.
Yeah,
I'll just come over. My mom now also got like a bracelet that has like a button on it that I can like send a message to my aunt or my mom saying like, hey, I am stuck. I got stuck somewhere because I decided to move around without my mobility aids and got stuck because I couldn't move further. But just being able to move is already thanks to that mirror therapy, because if I hadn't done that, I probably would have declined again, because before that point I had just been dropped by the previous doctor, and he had taken away the pain medication and the physiotherapy.
Wow.
Only was allowed to continue with psychology, like going to the psychologist.
Yeah.
So I had a very rough time between that appointment and then when I got to start at the pain clinic.
Very rough, yeah.
My first entrance moment in the pain clinic, they were immediately like, start up your pain meds again, please. Like, you're not doing okay. If they helped, please start them up again.
Yeah.
So we did that immediately, and then they like continued like all of the research and all of the like tests to see like, okay, what could it be? And then they were like, okay, we think it's going to be CRPS, and we think for you mirror therapy is the first thing to try and see if it's going to work. And well, it ended up working.
And it works.
Surprisingly well. So
Yeah.
it was the mirror therapy was so weird at times because they like also worked with textures that I had to put underneath my right foot.
Ooh.
So like underneath my good foot, so not even underneath my bad foot. And I felt it in my bad foot, and I was like, there is nothing even there. Why am I feeling it over there? It was so weird because just because I saw the reflection, my brain was like, oh yeah, that's happening in that leg. And
It's
I'm like,
just happening.
it's not, that leg is literally barely touching the ground. What are you talking about? It was so funky.
And it's good to know too. I think that's all I have for you. And before we go, is there anything you want to shout out or let anybody know? Like,
Good question.
go ahead.
I don't think I actually said my name yet.
No. Hi, I'm Patrick, and I'm going to be doing an interview, or have done an interview with
Rani, or online better known as Aminta.
Yeah.
You can find me on almost all of the social medias, just underneath Aminta SC, which is ESZTI.
Thank you everyone for watching. Ferocious Fighters runs entirely on donations and community support. So if you believe in our mission, please consider contributing or becoming an advertiser to help us keep these stories alive. If you or someone you know is living with CRPS or another invisible illness, we'd love to talk with you. We're always looking for more voices to feature. Thank you for listening and being a part of the fight.